Hi, so now I will explain about the innovation that we had discussed in a report before. Basically, as a student, we need to improve education way to make us think at a high level. So it needs us to find a new way of approaching and solving problem. As a student from Faculty Hotel and Tourism Management, we had an innovation that helped this industry during this pandemic, which is contactless check-in. So, we think during this pandemic is very valid and appropriate to have this contactless check-in, as we know the hotel industry economy is increases because there are no guests due to the pandemic, and the government have stated a few SOP where we need to follow. So, it will help hotel industry a lot. This innovation will be understandable by audience because during this pandemic, there are more things that we need to take care and we need to avoid. Guests will feel safer staying at the hotel with contactless check-in because the guests do not have to interact with anyone. This contactless check-in suitable for 18 years old above have their own personal account and have online banking. This innovation provide English and Malay language. So, how to use contactless check-in? Firstly, you book through the applications such as Trivago, Agoda, and others. Next, hotel management will send to the customer a detail to make a confirmation before making a payment. Make a payment through online banking. After that, guests arrive at the hotel. They need to scan a QR code or barcode they provided, and the customer can enjoy their vacation safely.
So next, we are going to the utilities for instruction. The use of technology is highly encouraged nowadays because it can help to streamline all existing processes. We are all aware that hotel technology play an important role in today's world. As an increasing number of people take advantage of the benefit of wireless connectivity, it stands to reason that this same service will be available throughout the hotel industry. Using mobile check-in method, guests will be able to secure a room as well as gain access to the properties without the use of a traditional key. As a result, the ability of such technology can further simplify the payment process for room reservation by making payment online and check-in process using mobile in the hospitality industry, which is hotel. As we all know, our country has been hit by the deadly COVID-19 epidemic. The best way to avoid such an outbreak is to wear a face mask, use hand sanitizer, and keep at least 1 meter between each other. Such precautions are required to halt the spread of COVID-19. Because of that, the contactless check-in is extremely beneficial to the hospitality industry in the field of hotel. Guests who want to stay at a specific hotel should make their payment online because it makes it easier for them to check in. Aside from that, guests do not need to go to the reception first to make payment before check-in to the hotel. Instead, guests can make payment online and continue to check in using the mobile check-in method. Guests can already check in at the hotel using a smartphone, allowing us to take care of ourselves without interacting with others. Aside from that, the hotel does not need to provide many employees in the reception area because this has made it easier for guests to do their own check-in. Guests no longer need to pay at the reception because they have made online payment, which can speed up the check-in process. The hotel only need 1 or 2 people at reception to answer call from the guests who are having difficulty. Apart from that, the lack of interaction between guests is a good sign for the hotel because the hotel does not know where its guests come from. Without any gathering activities at the reception, the hotel can indirectly provide social care. So this is the instruction for contactless check-in. So next, we are going to the creativity. This era has taught us that ability to be flexible in order to allow for greatest innovation with a short turnaround time can pave the way for success. An emphasis on mobile technology that is supported in the cloud enable contactless technology in the sense of maintaining space between the workers and the visitor, eliminating literal contact of surface during the payment stage, and having the freedom to rethink job and environment as we do it. Hotel must move faster than they have in the past. In this era of extreme change, the cloud is critical to the hospitality industry's ability to innovate. So far, in the new decades, limiting contact between guests and workers has become a defining characteristic. For sometimes, the cultural implication of new generation of guests seeking more control over their experience via their mobile device has been present. However, the health consequences we have seen since the beginning of 2020 have only reinforced the need for self-driven processes that enable web and mobile-based check-in, add-on, upgrades, checkout, and the other service with a little or no interaction with hotel workers via mobile device. When it comes to the contactless solution for guest bookings and service, hotel staff require many of the same characteristics as guests, which is simplicity, ease, and distance. Contactless technology enabled by the cloud allow for greatest flexibility in the type of activity that hotel team can engage in while on the job. With fewer encounter at the front desk to check guests in and out and distribute key, employees have more time to focus on their duties that improve the quality of a stay and the value of their profession. This could result in faster responses to special requests. It could be a time for them to catch up on back office calls on undertakes more frequent maintenance, check and modification around the properties.
So, how efficient the contactless check-in? We think this innovation very efficient because we had made some research and we use fast food drive-thru as a benchmark. Drive-thru service has been available since before the pandemic, especially in the fast food industry. The restaurant was unable to open due to Malaysia's increasing COVID-19 pandemic. The drive-thru system allowed them to continue operating business even though the restaurant does not accept dine-in customer. We also make a research why they apply this concept and we discover certain of advantages that can be used in hotel industry. With the drive-thru concept, it is pandemic friendly, eases customer, save time, customer and seller do not have to interact as much, reduce the number of problems between them, and save on electricity consumption. The drive-thru concept inspires hotel to explore ways to develop a service that reduces contact between guests and receptionists. This contactless check-in can help to minimize the spread of COVID-19 virus. When guests check in using their phone, hotels have an alternative to possibly dangerous guest-staff interactions. Next, contactless check-in guest service improve both staff and service efficiency. Staff can be prepared for peak hour because guests may book from anywhere and check in from the hotel entrance with a tap on their phone. This also improves guest satisfaction because they go through a pleasant experience and get to their comfortable hotel room immediately. Contactless check-in can also improve the financial of contactless solution. Contactless check-in solutions are a proven way to reduce service costs in a time when guests must maintain tight budget while providing premium service.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. Next, I'm going to talk about feasibility and risk under support implementation. The feasibility of the contactless check-in is high because this innovation is helpful for our current environment. Since COVID-19 pandemic began, all the business in every industry have to shut down their operation temporarily in order to avoid this epidemic getting worse. And the business that mostly affected is that hotel and tourism industry. In order to help this industry gain some profit during this pandemic, our innovation is the best option for people that need to be travel for the purpose of their important businesses but want to keep the SOP. Next is contactless check-in is appropriate for in this current environment, because this form of taxation, as the name implies, allows customers to avoid requiring cash or the physically installation of credit card. It instead relies upon online banking payments only. Additionally, it also can improve convenience and enhance the customer service by reducing waiting times, because the check-in procedure may be complete without the need for human interaction. Contactless check-in can help hotels move away from having specific time when client must be checked in. As a result, it's an excellent piece of hotel technology to promote in our COVID marketing effort. Lastly, the contactless check-in can be realistic because this innovation it relies on by using application that we create for it. As an increasing number of people take use of the benefit of wireless connectivity, it's only natural that this same service should be available in the hospitality industry. Using this technology, customers will be able to book a room and obtain entrance to the facility without the use of a traditional key, and doesn't need to queue in front of the receptionist for the payments. Other than that, it also can reducing the physical contact and interaction with people. Next is achievability. The achievement that can gain from our innovation is that contactless check-in is that we can reduce physical contact and interaction with other people. Secondly is that the process of the payment will be more easy and fast. Third, the guest does not have to waste their time to queue in from the receptionist, also one of the achievement. Fourth, the achievement that we can gain is we can reduce the labor cost. And lastly, the achievement that we can get by using contactless check-in technology is that we can take precautions with this current situation in the long terms. Next topic is the probability of producing desirable outcomes. The probability of producing desirable outcome is a temporal consideration. During the check-in and check-out process, there is a many time where guests are stressed for time. As a result, it's not surprising that contemporary hotel trends have been focusing on how to deal with such difficult logistics. In terms of the total consumer experience, keyless entry devices are extremely effective. Additionally, they minimize the logistical duties that would otherwise be placed on in-house workers, allowing your employees to focus on other issues. Secondly is ensuring the future bookings. Future bookings are crucial to a hotel's long-term success. The usage of keyless entry system effectively place your property in the guest pocket, with all service accessible with a single swipe of the finger. Furthermore, crucial information can be included within the application itself, such as the location of the hotels, check-in and check-out times, straightforward booking procedure, and how to immediately contact a representative. Other than that, the probability is that a viable hygienic solution. The recent coronavirus outbreak has had a significant impact on the hotel sector, as we are aware. This is why the phrase business as usual needs to be replaced somewhat. Guests will be more worried than ever before about hygiene. This pattern is expected to persist for many years to come. As a result, payments that do not require physical contact are expected to grow increasingly popular. Hotels that can provide such service will surely have an advantage over their competitors. Lastly, the probability of producing desirable outcome is superior level of customer satisfaction. If you want to increase booking and retention rates, the end user experience is obviously crucial. User can finish transaction faster using contactless check-in since they are more simplified. Another issue worth mentioning is that many people will spend more if the transaction procedure is more simpler, which we only using online banking for the payments. As a result, these techniques can be used to other upgrades and other in-house facility that would otherwise go unnoticed by the guests. This leads us to the final point. Last point that I would like to tell is that risk level. In every new innovation, we might be going through with some risk. For our innovation, there will be high risk because we need to go through with some problem with the application, such as system of the application, idea of upgrading the application, bugs that need to be fixed in the application, and more. Besides that, the customer might be facing with internet access problem, and it also same goes to us. This is because we cannot predict if the internet access is in a good condition, and some place might be having internet poor internet access. In conclusion, this innovation really in high risk level because this innovation mostly using internet access for booking and payments. That's all for me. Thank you.
Next, I will present for the opportunity for deeper learning with the evidence. Contactless payment and mobile check-in will help you in a future. Why I'm saying that? Because contactless payment will more safe and easier for us. Why I'm saying that will more safe? During the COVID-19, we will avoid to have the physical exchange by passing the money during the business. So with the contactless payment, we will avoid the virus spread during the business. To avoid this bad virus spreadly in the world or the country, this contactless payment is very effective way to the industry. Other than that, it will help the industry. Why it will help the industry? Because when we know the risk or disadvantage of the COVID-19, we will scared and being paranoid at home and scared to have the some service on the industry, will be afraid to do something. So with these innovations of the contactless payment, it will help you to do the payment during the transactions. Not only at or by using the debit card or pay wave only, you can just using your phone to do the online payment. It more easier and simple as you know. Other than that, the mobile check-in is more easier for the new generations. Like we know that some teenagers and adults more influenced with the new technology. So with this advantage, we can use to suggest or promote the innovation to the others. Not only for the hospitality, tourism industry, it also can be used at the airlines sector and others industry. As a conclusion, contactless check-in is very valid to be established. Despite the challenges and the change in the hospital industry, where before the guests would be greeted by a friendly receptionist, but now they only require the system to enter the hotel area, and this innovation will help hotel industry a lot and make us as a student know how to create an innovation. However, if this contactless check-in is not introduced, the spreading virus will continue to spread, and the hotel industry economy will most likely collapse and not expand as before. So I think And that's all from us. We hope this innovation can make our industry, which is hospitality, can operate like usual without take a risk due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And thank you for watching.